Hey everybody, it's Robot here for Vespa Motorsport and ScooterWest.com. So this is going to be a quick one. Say you want to upgrade your Primavera Sprint with bar ends. Give it that classier look like pretty much all motorcycles and the GTS that come with bar ends. So in the past I've featured the specific Bizzetti bar end weights that are in chrome that fit the Primavera and the Sprint. Been a very popular item we have. We have them both in chrome and a custom powder coated black. But now you can take it to the next level and upgrade it with a Rizoma product. So these are the smaller 534 series bar end weights, and I think they look great on the Primavera Sprint. They're not sticking out too far, but something to give it like an upgraded look to the bar ends and the grip. So as you know, the grips that are on your Vespa Primavera or Sprint, they're just standard grips. They are solid at the end, so we're gonna have to cut the end out. So first of all, you got to decide what color you want to put with the scooter. So, you know, blue is really cool, but out of the question with this green, yellow, and gold Racing 60s. Well, black would work really good. There's a lot of other black accents on there. Black always works with everything, so could do that. I don't know, red's cool, but I don't think it will work too well with the green. I'm not looking for the Christmas scheme today. And same with silver. There's not really much silver on this scooter. So I know the perfect set. Look at this gold right here. Almost matches the wheel. Perfect. So I think I'm going to put the gold set on this Racing 60 Sprint. So let me do a quick unboxing. You have the nice Rizoma packaging. And we have the security tape here. As of recording, if you find one of these that's broken when it gets shipped to you, it's because I opened it. I can tell you that. So I like just checking everything out. And so we got the bar end weights. Pop those puppies out of the foam. And you can see they have the Rizoma laser engraved into the edges there. So the best part of this kit is it includes a full set of hardware that works with so many different styles of mounts. So if you have hollow tubes on your scooter, which isn't the case with a Primavera Sprint, there's several different rubber expanding plugs. We're not going to use those on this scooter, but just keep that in mind. There's many other scooters, they just have hollow and bar ends, and they're just a tube. Comes with both the short and the long hardware and various different spacers and washers to put these in place. The nuts and these washers probably aren't going to be used because those are used with the rubber spacers. Also keep in mind there is instructions with the bar ends, so pretty straightforward. So got the knife still out. We got to do the dirty work. We got to cut the end of the grip out in order to install these. So I would suggest using like a hobby knife, like a X-Acto blade, you know, something that's small blade, disposable blade, but I just happen to have my pocket knife. Hopefully it's sharp enough to do this. And you don't need to get too detailed. If the hole's a little ragged, don't worry about it. You do need to open the hole pretty large on the throttle tube because when we put the bar and weight on, you do not want to have it interfere with the rubber tube. So you pretty much just could put a blade in here and just kind of cut all the way around. And I'm kind of rotating the grip, just makes it a little easier. The nice thing is there's the metal or nylon tube in there that you could use as a guide to kind of cut. So I'm cutting it fairly clean. You know, and you end up with a pretty clean hole just using the inside of the throttle tube as a guide. So as you can see, it's the threaded boss is way in there, you know, a good centimeter or about a ½ inch into this. So we're going to have to use quite a few spacers on this side. When we go cutting the hole on the left side grip, it's going to be a lot closer. So now we got that cut out. You get a little bit of goo in there as well, don't worry about that. So on the left side, it's pretty similar to the right side, not quite as deep in there, but we're going to take the mid-size rubber spacer. These are normally supposed to be an expanding plug, but we need to make some sort of spacer for to get the mirror the bar end out. So what I'll do is I'll just push it in there. The mid-size one happens to fit perfectly inside that tube, and you make a mark right there, and you want to take extra care. This is pretty high density rubber. We'll cut it on like a solid surface and just pretty much slice it in half. Don't worry if it's a little bit offset. I would slice it a little bit on the outside line because it does compress when we tighten down the screw. So start by putting the long screw through the bar end. And next, there's these pair of kind of plastic washers. Go ahead and drop that on. And then drop that spacer you just cut. It cuts really cleanly, no problems there. Drop that on. And last, you'll take this star washer, that's kind of a locking washer, and put that on to that part. So at this point, we can get it all lined up. There is a Rizoma, the writing on it, so make sure you get that oriented just the way you like it. And I'll tell you, the left side's a lot easier because you don't have a twist grip. So the spacing's not as critical. Right now I have too much space right there. You could take out the washer or even trim that spacer a little bit more. But the nice thing is it compresses quite a bit because it is a rubber spacer there. And look at that, the gap's perfect right there, and you have Rizoma. So let's move on to the throttle side. It's a little more critical on the setup, on installation. So you probably have the remnant of the cut spacer for your left side. Well, it happens to be pretty close to the right length, and it goes right in there, no problem. So I think we'll try using that and use a combination of washers and the Rizoma spacer and get this side set up. And it's very critical not to have the bar end touch the grip. Otherwise, you end up with a cruise control that may be unwanted. So the long screw on your remaining bar end, go ahead and put the plastic spacer. And in addition to the plastic spacer, I'm going to use the pair of stainless steel washers and then my cut rubber spacer and end it with this star washer right here. And I'm just giving this a shot. I haven't even tried it out, so this should be the right amount. You definitely want to have a gap. I know it's kind of annoying seeing that gap right there, but you know, sometimes when everything heats up, the rubber grip will expand a little bit. And of course, we have the opportunity to take out one of those washers or two of the washers. Make sure you get the Rizoma all lined up the way you like it. And at this point, we'll go ahead and tighten this up. The grip's working really good. There's, I would say, a little less than a half or a little less than a millimeter of space between there. So make sure your grip works perfect. The bar end's very tight right now. I have it tightened up. And there you go. You got custom bar ends on your Primavera or Sprint, or this Sprint Racing 60s that the gold happens to work perfect with the wheels here.